Welcome. Please come find a seat. Welcome. As you enter, please, as you can, find a seat as quickly as you possibly can. There's plenty of room on the sides. Up in the balcony, there are some seats on the sides as well. You can fill in there if you cannot find a seat. Welcome, everyone. As you come in, if you haven't found a seat, go ahead and find one as quickly as you can. There are some open seats over here. Up in the balcony, there are some seats on the side where you can fill in as well. If you see open seats in the middle of a row, maybe push toward the middle so people can come in and sit on the outside, please.
Is this on? It's getting better. There's some over there. We do have additional seating up here, so if you guys can't find a seat, there's available room over here.
There are some open seats over here, so as quickly as you can find a seat. Teachers, if you could help us find open seats and maybe wave people down to come on over. We have a good number of open seats over here. Mrs. Flaska, how do we look? I can't tell.
There are some open seats down here you might just need to feed in. If you still do not have a seat, there are available ones down here. Again, if you can find a seat as quickly as possible, there's some over on the sides as well.
There are still some seats downstairs, upstairs. If you do not find a seat, there's kind of random seats down here. If you cannot find one, if you could find a spot maybe along the walls upstairs, that would be super helpful as we could get started here in about 1 minute. So find a seat. If you can't find one upstairs, there are still a few downstairs. If not, please find a spot maybe against the wall.
We're going to go ahead and start in just a minute, so about 10, 15 seconds.
Do you want me to? Welcome to the Central High School Student Body Officer Forum. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Larson, Vice Principal of Central High School.
Good morning, Central. All right, for the first time, the freshmen, can you hear me? All right, good morning. For the first time, the freshmen are now in an assembly in the auditorium, so we welcome you. You have not been here yet. We do have expectations during our formal assemblies. It is very hard, and I'm sure if you put yourself on this stage, there are about 1,200 students in this auditorium right now. And you are about to hear from 8 of your peers. And I ask that you be respectful, that you listen, and that you really think about building a team for your school and who's going to lead your school next year. So please take that into account. Again, it can be very nerve-wracking up here, so please be respectful. We always expect that in one of our formal assemblies. I'm going to turn it over to your student body president, Taylor Hutcherson, and she's going to lead the rest of the assembly. But have a great time listening, and please go to the website and vote when voting is open. Thank you.
Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Central Pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I furthermore pledge allegiance to the flag of Central High, my school whose ideals and traditions are worthy of the loyalty of all. You may now be seated. And now Scott Lee will give the thought of the day.
Hello. Never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be. Dr. Harold Winston, a moon scientist from the video game Overwatch. That was Scott's thought.
Thank you, Scott. The purpose of this assembly is to provide the candidates a forum to discuss their ideas for the upcoming school year and for you, the student body, to decide which candidates will best represent Central High School. The choice is yours and is your responsibility as a member of this school to participate and help select next year's leadership team. Voting will open at the conclusion of the assembly at chs.votingforschools.com.
The 2 finalists for each office will be presenting a 2-minute speech to share their vision for next school year. After these speeches, 2 follow-up questions will be asked for each candidate to answer. The first candidate will be given 45 seconds to respond, followed by a 45-second response from the second candidate.
We would like to remind you that student body officers are responsible for coordinating all student government activities, including homecoming events, community service projects, promoting school spirit, school improvement projects, and serve as a liaison to the administration on behalf of the student body. Please keep an open mind and choose the best candidate for each office.
Student body officers are entrusted with a wide range of responsibilities. It is important for you to consider what characteristics would be most effective in these leadership positions. To be an effective officer requires time management, commitment, communication, and the ability to work with others. Please carefully consider their ideas, their leadership qualities, and the feasibility of their proposals. We will begin with the officer of treasurer. The two candidates running for student body treasurer are Ansh Gupta and Colton Joseph. We will now hear opening remarks by Ansh, followed by Colton.
Hey Central, Ansh here. You have a lot of decisions to make on today's ballot. There are a lot of candidates from a lot of different backgrounds. There are allegations circulating that I am one of those candidates, and unfortunately, the rumors are true. Fortunately, however, I happen to be equipped with the tools to bring about real change to the school. I'm willing to work hard to make sure my policies are actually implemented. If I'm elected, I can make a huge difference by putting in policies that can work hard to make the whole school's voice heard. The first thing I want to do is make a committee in government to get feedback from our students about issues in the school. Right now, there is no good system for the student body to get feedback from groups, clubs, and teams about the problems we face. By making a focus group, I want to bring into the light the most pressing matters that our school faces so that we can most effectively tackle the problems in the school. This group would go around to seminars with certain frequencies to find out what the school can best benefit from. My second proposal is to expand the school's social media and online presence. There are vast webs of social media groups, clubs, teams, and so many more activities that are completely unrecognized at Central. I will push our government to create and update school social media accounts to reflect these clubs and organizations, and I'll begin to propose updates to the school administration's website in order to better reflect our clubs. Finally, I want to increase representation from people in all the school. Right now, underclassmen, despite making up half of our student body, are not well represented in student government, only attending occasional homecoming assemblies and other ceremonies. I will change this by creating meetings for and with underclassmen officers to better increase the voice of the student body overall. I also want to create a primary election for homecoming king and queen candidates, which everyone can vote in, so that more people have a say in that decision. Together, we can bring a positive change to the school. I know that Central will pick the best candidate for the job, so no matter what happens today, let's bring the power back to you.
Hello, Central. It's Colton Joseph, or as most of you know by now, Kojo. I'm running for your student body treasurer. So I was sitting at home trying to think of some things I could say that would make you guys vote for me. So here's what I came up with. Kojo's 5 reasons he deserves your vote. Reason number 1 is that I've been a part of many different activities with a lot of different people while at Central. Through football, student government, FBLA, DECA, NHS, and ping pong club, I've been able to get to know a lot of you guys on a personal level, which will allow me to make the best decisions for your best interest. So reason number 2, I have more leadership experience than Michael Scott himself. I've been in student government for 3 years, which I believe is very important in a role like this. It has given me the experience needed to lead this school correctly. Reason number 3 is my personal traits. I don't mean to flex or anything, but I won the Character Kid of the Month for leadership in 3rd grade. Yeah, impressive, I know. This, however, is not the only trait needed for this position. My man, Coach Trotter, has also taught me how to work hard, and this will be necessary when trying to make things such as homecoming perfect for you. Reason number 4 is that I love Central more than Donald Trump loves walls. I bleed Central blue. I will do everything in my power to make Central High School the greatest school west of the Mississippi. My 5th reason is that I'm just a pretty cool dude. I mean, that's at least what my mom told me. She also said that she would definitely vote for me if she were in high school, and mother knows best. So when you're voting today, remember Kojo's 5 reasons he deserves your vote. I promise that if you have an idea you feel would be a good addition to Central, I'll try for it. I'm 100% ready to take on the role of your student body treasurer. So remember, trust Kojo with the dough and vote Colton Joseph for treasurer.
Our first question will be directed to Anj. Colton will have an opportunity to respond. Central has many long-held traditions. What are your favorite traditions, and what new traditions would you propose for the student body?
My favorite traditions are the one where we get to experience clubs and activities as an individual. Those kind of traditions are the ones that bring out the best in every student in the school. So traditions like Festivus, Future Central Indian Night, and even video announcements all allow us to showcase students in their best activities. I say that we make these activities better by enhancing the physical performance of them. I say we make it easier for clubs to have better demonstrations and booths at these activities because they definitely have the spirit that we're looking for.
Personally, one of my favorite traditions is Chick-fil-A Friday. In this certain tradition, there's a lot of room for improvement. This event is supposed to take place on the last Friday of each month. However, as we all noticed this year, Chick-fil-A Friday became rarer and rarer. If elected student body treasurer, I will try to bring back the monthly Chick-fil-A Friday, and not only will it become more frequent, it'll be more than just sandwiches. How do you guys feel about Chick-fil-A waffle fries? You can expect me to try my hardest to get those on the table. So, if you love Chick-fil-A, you'll love me as your treasurer.
Our second question is for Colton. Anj will have an opportunity to respond. Student government has investigated ways to improve the appearance and atmosphere of the building. What suggestions do you have to continue improving this issue?
I feel like these are two of the biggest problems at Central. I believe that school spirit is necessary to solve both of them. And the best way to get school spirit is to keep you guys, the student body, involved. I plan to open polls to vote on things such as homecoming dress-up days and even game day themes. I want to give the student body as much say in their high school experience to make it more enjoyable for them. This will cause the students to get more excited about things, bettering the atmosphere inside of our school. With this new pride, it will cause people to think twice about defacing our school. At the same time, I already love the appearance of Central. Things such as homecoming and election day or election weeks, where the hallways are all dressed up nice and everything. I would love to create more of that throughout the year to just better the appearance of our school.
Thank you, candidates. Oh. I'm just kidding. Anj has 45 seconds to respond. He looked at me, and so I was like, no.
So the school, in my opinion, looks best whenever it's more spirited than usual. And so one of my favorite times during the year is during the SBO elections. I love walking to classes nowadays and seeing hilarious candidate posters on the walls and just looking at the goofy illustrations that everyone makes. And so I think that what we can do to improve the appearance of our school at a really low cost is to work with clubs and even art organizations in our school to create posters that would be put up year-round. And different club leaders can display what their clubs are all about. So this would serve to both make the school look better, increase spirit, and also help spread the messages of lesser-known clubs.
Now, thank you, candidates.
The two candidates running for Student Body Secretary are Ashlyn Claycamp and Cameron Gilmore. We will now hear opening remarks by Ashlyn, followed by Cameron.
Hi Central, I'm Ashlyn and I'm here to tell you a little bit about me. Growing up, I've had a lot of places called home. When I was 5, Colorado was home. When I was 7, Iowa was my home. And when I was 10, Missouri was my home, specifically St. Joe. Moving has taught me a lot over the years. It's helped me become the person I am today, someone who is always in search of new opportunities, tries to see the best in things even when they're going wrong, meets new friends because I believe that everyone deserves an opportunity. And I'm so grateful to have found that at CHS. The past 3 years, I've called Central High School my home, And my goal for the upcoming school year is to spread kindness to make everyone feel like this place is their home too. I'm perfect for your student body secretary because I've participated in so many activities. I've been involved in FBLA, student government for the past 2 years, Young Life, prom committee, volleyball my freshman year, and this year I was the girls' basketball manager. My goal as secretary is to make the school year fun and enjoyable by making everyone feel included. I want the cheers of the crowd after the musical to be as loud as the crazy section at football games. I want JROTC to feel celebrated as our Jamboree winning volleyball team. I want Central to feel like a family where everyone supports everyone. There always is a new club or team ready to welcome you into the group. I cannot promise soda in the water fountains or donuts every Monday morning, but I can guarantee exciting pep assemblies, unforgettable homecomings, and the best school year yet. To make you guys feel included, I want to make it so that everyone can vote on upcoming dress-up days and game theme ideas. I want to help make high school a good experience, and I want to make everyone feel proud of being a Central Indian. The past 3 years, Central High School has been my home, and I want you all to feel like it's your home too. So please, don't forget to vote me, Ashlyn Claycamp, for your student body secretary. Thank you.
Hi, Central. If you still aren't sure who I am, my name's Cameron Gilmore. I'm not Ashlyn Claycamp. Let's just get that out of the way now. I'd first like to begin my speech by thanking myself. I wrote my name on a piece of paper, made a couple posters, and now I'm here talking in front of the whole school. That's a joke. But in all actuality, I'd like to thank the people who got me here. You know who you are. Thank you. Now I'd like to talk about why you should vote for me, because in an hour or so, or when these speeches are done, you'll actually be able to make the decision to vote between myself and my opponent. I believe you should vote for me due to my leadership skills, involvement in Central, and transparency. I'm going to be a little honest with you all. It's a little nerve-wracking up here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm a little shaky, you know? And overcoming fear is one of the qualities of a good leader. I'm a section leader in band, and I'm in the social committee, which has elements similar to that in student government. This year, we planned a water gun fight, the dress-up days, and events similar to our pep assemblies we have at Central, except during band camp. So I'm no stranger to the inner workings of a student-led activity for a large group of people. I'm confident in my ability, and I believe I'm prepared for the job. Throughout my time at Central, I've been involved in over 15 different sports, activities, and clubs. From walking to Scholar Bowl, to tennis, to Quesadilla Club, I feel welcome wherever I go. And that's the thing about Central. We have a strong community between everyone in the student body. No matter what activity you are or not involved in, we're all part of the same student body, each with our own interests. And being involved in these activities has really brought that to light for me. As your secretary, I wish to help you all find that light I found in Central. Lastly, if I'm elected, I plan on being as transparent as possible within my role as secretary, further strengthening the bond between student government and the student body. I plan on achieving this connection through efficient but high-quality communication. This could be exemplified through platforms such as student government Twitter, daily announcements, or the video announcements. Though the video announcements crew does a wonderful job of getting information to the student body, I always feel like there's room for improvement. As your student body secretary, I propose that video announcements change the upcoming event section to an actual clip with students to provide more exposure for those activities and to further promote the community we have here. If I'm elected, I'll do my best in my ability due to my strengths in leadership, involvement, and transparency. Thank you, Central.
Our first question will be directed to Ashlyn. Cameron will have an opportunity to respond. How do you plan to improve communication between the student body and the student government?
I believe that communication is very important, and I hope that with me as your student body secretary, the communication between student government and you guys will only get better. I'm an active member at Central by being involved in student government sophomore and junior year, FBLA, prom committee, but yet I feel as if I'm not connected enough to our school. Something that I want to see happen is in video announcements. I want to have a separate video that will show all the clubs that are active in school. Students and sponsors work hard at making clubs happen, and I want to inform people about how much fun they can have in these activities.
Personally, I believe we can improve communication through the video announcements and through the student government Twitter. The student government could show more of the behind-the-scenes work that it does on Twitter and on video announcements. and, as I said in my speech, show off more and talk about the upcoming events around Central High School. Our play, On Golden Pond, could have benefited from a highlight on the announcements. Drama team was highlighted, but perhaps a preview of the play or the improv show would have increased the number of people in the audience. The creation of a student government Instagram was a great idea, and we could even post daily announcements since most people can't even hear them during class because there's so many people talking or class already started.
Our second question is for Cameron. Ashlyn will have an opportunity to respond. An important responsibility of student body officers is the selection of the cabinet members. What characteristics and qualities are you looking for in the cabinet?
Some of the characteristics and qualities that I look for in a potential candidate for the cabinet are determination, planning, and a hardworking attitude. Determination is a requirement because balancing extracurriculars along with school can be tough and requires a lot of time budgeting. A potential member would have to be able to budget their time well and persevere through tough weeks of homework and after-school student government activities. I'd also look for candidates that are filled with joy and always able to keep a smile even through tough times. Finally, someone who is able to work hard and make the most out of our time we'd have during our government hour along with after school.
As your student body secretary, I'd be very serious in considering who we choose to represent Central in the upcoming year. I know this is an important decision, and I want to do my very best and choose the candidates that are best fit for our school and the job. Qualities that I will be looking for in our future cabinet member is someone who is passionate about our school and students, looks for ways to help people, is compassionate, works really hard, and most importantly, someone who wants the best for our school and the best year yet.
Thank you, candidates.
Our third office is Vice President. The two candidates running for Student Body Vice President are Ethan Crooks and Adam Johnston. We will now hear opening remarks by Ethan, followed by Adam.
Hello, Central. For those who don't know me, I'm Ethan Crooks. And for those who do know me, I'm still Ethan Crooks. I'm known by many different names for many different reasons. Some know me as Banana Boy, and others know me as the best-looking checker at Hy-Vee. I'm also pretty famous for my beautiful TikTok account. And yes, the rumors are true. One of my videos does have more than 20,000 views. I may not have presidential hands that are big enough to palm a basketball or catch footballs and such. However, they are perfect for gripping a weightlifting bar, holding percussion mallets, and drumsticks. These small hands will not prevent me from being an astounding vice president. Overall, I'm pretty involved in Central High School. I played soccer for a few years, I'm in band, and I'm a member of the yearbook staff. I attend FCA and Beyblade Club. Due to all these activities, I tend to arrive at school early and leave late, which gives me plenty of time to familiarize myself with Central and gain more knowledge about it. I've come to learn that Central has the best teachers, amazing clubs, and some of the friendliest people. I want to make sure that everyone else feels the same way about Central. I want to make it more of a place that everyone wants to go, a safe, warm, and friendly environment where everyone feels welcome and no one is left out. We are not only one school, but one family. And if we all do our part, then we can succeed in not only being the best school west of the Mississippi, but the best school ever. And as you have heard me say before, no matter who wins this election, Central will have an extraordinary vice president, though I do believe I am the appealing choice.
Well, hello there, Central. My name is Adam Johnson, and I'm running to be the next student body vice president of the greatest school west of the Mississippi, which just so happens to be Central High School, the very school that all of us are in right now. And now, before I get to any part of my speech, I just want to say that I'm beyond grateful to be given this opportunity to come here and try to be your vice president and persuade you to vote. But now, let me get into my speech, why I'm running. First of all, I love Central, and I want to make it the best I can possibly make it for everybody sitting in this auditorium. And two, I want to make it fun and as enjoyable as I can for everybody in this opportunity. Some reasons why I think I'm qualified to do this is because I've been a member of a multitude of clubs and activities, including band, football, track, ping pong club, and Smash Club. Now, I've cherished every second I've spent in every one of these clubs and activities, and I've cherished every second that I've got to spend with these people learning what they think about not only school, but also just life in general. And what I want to do is I want to take these people's opinions and take them into the vice presidency and take them into the SBO office so that I can use their opinions to make the school better how you want the school to be and how you want the school to run. Now, some of the ideas that I have is I want to get a pep band at basketball games to make the environment at basketball games even better than it already is, because everybody loves going to basketball games. And then you put the band there too, playing some music, and it's just above grade. And then I want to make clubs in our school, I want to make them more evident and more in the forefront of our school, because I think clubs are what make up our school. And so I want to make it more evident how to start clubs and how to join clubs, and then I want to promote them more through ways like video announcements and just any way possible. But those are just a few ideas, and I hope that this persuades you to vote for either me or Ethan, because I know either way you'll be voting, you'll be getting a great vice president.
Our first question will be directed to Ethan. Adam will have an opportunity to respond. What do you believe makes a good leader, and how would you employ these values to achieve your vision for Central High School?
Overall, I would say that I'm a pretty good leader. I have many experiences being a leader. I tend to take charge in my youth group. I was a section leader in band. A good leader, I'd say, gets the job done. He does it to the highest standard. Let's see. A good leader also knows how to have fun. Oh, man. Yeah.
A couple things that I think would make a good leader are someone who's willing to take criticism, someone who listens, someone who has a vision of where they want to go, somebody who has a drive to accomplish their goals, and somebody who's a good communicator. Now, how I would use these traits to achieve my goals at Central is I would constantly strive to meet my prerequisites in all of these goals to achieve all of my goals that I have for Centrals, and getting a pep band and promoting our clubs more.
Our second question is for Adam. Ethan will have an opportunity to respond. What problem or issue do you currently see in the school, and what ideas do you have to resolve it?
A problem that I see in Central High School is school participation. Now, while school participation I know has been consistently going up the past few years, I want to build off this momentum and make it to the highest levels that it's been in the past couple of years. So a way I would do this is I would promote our clubs way more, as in like Ansh said, of getting posters throughout all the hallways, and then promoting them through ways such as video announcements. Because if more people know how to start clubs, more people will join clubs, because there will be more clubs there to join, and then more people will be overall involved. And then if more people are involved, then people will want to participate more in just the various activities that we have at Central.
I'd say an issue that I tend to see at Central is lack of recognition. There are many people throughout the school who do amazing things and barely get acknowledged. As many of you know, Central was titled conference champs for men's basketball. But however, not many people know that for the past 30 years, Central has gotten a #1 rating in band. And not many people know that at the JROTC's last drill meet that they received 6 trophies. I say a way to acknowledge these people is to go to an event that you wouldn't typically go to, like say a freshman football game or a JROCT drill meet, an orchestra performance, and just to get to know what else that Central does greatly around the school.
Thank you, candidates.
Our final office is president. The 2 candidates running for student body president are Cruz Becerra and Caleb Keeling. We will now hear opening remarks by Cruz, followed by Caleb.
Hello, Central Student Body. My name is Cruz Becerra, and I'm running to be your Student Body President. This is the part where I'm supposed to grab your attention by making some outlandish promise to secure your vote, but I will not be doing that. We all know that student government has limited power. It can't make changes such as including recess in our schedules, better school lunches, or bringing pets to school. Although, I can still try. What I can do is be a representative voice for you all, the student body. I believe this is the most important part of being a leader for you all. One way I plan on hearing your voice is by establishing a Google form that is accessible to any student at any time. I wish to make it so that we can apply to these ideas for further discussion, or so that it can be anonymous if you so please. I also want to encourage anyone to approach any SBOs or cabinet members directly. I'm sure I can speak for us all when I say we'd love to discuss with you. Another thing I plan on doing as your president is the continuation, development, and addition of traditions. This year's student government did a great job of starting traditions like Senior Sunrise and the Sadie Hawkins Dance. It is now our job to establish these as not just one-time events, but as grounded central traditions. An example of development is the Spirit Stick. We all know the seniors get it every time, but do they always really have the most spirit? My plan is to put the new screens to work by having an active decibel meter active on them while each student is doing making their sounds and all that to see which grade level really has the most spirit. Another tradition I hope to re-add is Mr. CHS. Not only is it a fun and goofy performance, but a good fundraiser for a show choir. I believe that Central is a great school that could be made even better in the right hands. Just remember, you won't lose when you vote for Cruz. Thank you.
Seven score and 13 years ago, our forebears brought forth in this city a new high school, conceived in freedom, liberty, and the notion that everyone should have the right to an education. And now, after growth, rebuilding, and a handful of changes, we find ourselves here. Me, Caleb Keeling, standing before all of his peers. It really is a magnificent opportunity, one that I would like to thank everyone for. So I shall take this opportunity with gusto and use it to present my exquisite beatboxing skills. Thank you. But this isn't only a magnificent opportunity for me. It's a magnificent opportunity for all of you. Because if I attain office, I'll make sure that everyone's voice is heard. Anytime a major issue arises, I'll listen to the arguments of everyone in the school, or even set up a voting system so that the decision can be made truly democratically. I'd also like to create more opportunities for our special needs program, like a sports team, club, or even their own National Honor Society. I would suggest that they have their own musical, but they already do. They put it on earlier this year. It was quite incredible. Lastly, I just wanted to tell you, all of you who supported Quentin Trotter in his campaign, that we've heard you. We need your creativity, wisdom, and energy. Your cause is our cause. We too wish to preserve the sanctity of video announcements and Festivus. And our goal, much like his, is to make this 2019-2020 school year the best one yet. So if all of that sounds like something you're interested in, I ask you to remember that facts don't care about how you're feeling. Vote for Caleb Keeling.
Our first question will be directed to Cruz. Caleb will have an opportunity to respond. One of student body officers' major responsibilities is working to engage the entire student body. What ideas do you have to create an exclusive environment at Central?
To make Central an inclusive environment, we must broaden our perspective on what the greater majority of students want. For example, homecoming isn't everyone's cup of tea. To make it an environment for all, I would reestablish the side activities that we had last year but didn't get back to this year. Having things such as the game rooms and the virtual reality setup certainly brought a wider variety of people to the dance. Another thing is our pep assemblies. We showcase the sports during these, but I'd like to be able to spend some time to show off the many clubs and activities that we have for awareness so that we could get each student into an organization that's right for them.
Now, aside from setting up a voting system and merely asking one for their opinion myself, like I mentioned earlier, I would have a group of the cabinet specialize in this area, meaning they would go around to classrooms and ask students for their opinions and really just feel out the school themselves. Because the harsh reality of it is the people who don't feel included oftentimes don't vote. Another important aspect of feeling included is finding common ground. What is something that we can all agree on? And I think the answer to this is quite obvious. It's been hiding under our noses the whole time. That thing that we all share is our love for Mr. Beecham. So, I would instate a Central-wide holiday called Mr. Beecham Day, where we all celebrate Mr. Beecham, and I've talked to him. He's agreed with me. He said that he would even do fun little physics experiments during the lunch periods on that day.
Our second question is for Caleb. Cruz will have an opportunity to respond. One of the responsibilities of the president is to organize and run pep assemblies. What ideas could you propose to keep pep assemblies fun and exciting?
Well, naturally, I would both beatbox and breakdance at all of the pep assemblies, but I'd also try to introduce a more modern set of chants ranging in complexity. Some more simple for the people who don't want to spend time memorizing chants or anything like that, and some more complex for those that do. I'd also try and showcase some of Central's more talented groups, like our improv team. I've seen them perform before, and they're very, very impressive. I think it'd be very entertaining to have them during our pep assemblies. And also in the past, we've thrown balls or streamers into the gym, and that's all well and good. It's a very fun thing to do, but it only happens one time during the pep assembly. I propose that we do it throughout, one time at the beginning, one in the middle, and one in the end, so that the audience is always engaged.
As I mentioned earlier, I'd love to have the decibel meter to see which section truly has the most spirit. Along with that, I think we should include a class talent competition where each grade has a representative that would present a talent of some sort that could be as goofy or as serious as they choose. I'd also like to see each grade level compete in a cheer-off where each grade would be tasked with coming up with their own cheer and presenting it for us all, and then the teacher would grade and decide which one is the best. Speaking of teachers, I think there should be a greater teacher involvement in the games. I think higher teacher rotation would be different and just for overall fun.
Thank you, candidates. Thank you to all the candidates. The final election for student body officers is now open, and students may vote online by visiting the website chs.votingforschools.com and logging in with your student ID and birth date. The polls will be open until 3 p.m. today, and the results will be posted on CHS Student Government Twitter account after the polls have closed. Thank you, and you may now go to 4th hour.